Hello, I will be performing my original poem called Sleeping in the Grass. Lying peacefully in the meadow, you love the earth. The wind has placed your hair perfectly on your face. I count your freckles, which the sun has placed so effortlessly below your eyes. Let's sleep, my love. As I walk through the door, my nose quickly registered the odor of burning. You rest on the couch, surrounded by smoke. The stove is ablaze. You awaken as I carry out of the front door, tears streaming down my face. A look of confusion formed on you. Your eyes shift. Smoke pouring out of the front door. I hold you tightly, sirens growing in the distance. The source of the fire came from the kitchen. Dinner for us, you began to prepare before falling asleep and forgetting. You're starting to forget more and more often. New house, new beds. Let's sleep, my love. Doctor's office, hours and hours, waiting and waiting. Diagnosis? My heart fell. Dementia. Silence on the drive home. I hold your hand tightly, silently hoping and wishing you will never forget me. 1 year since I watched our house go up in flames. You do not know our dog's name anymore, but that's okay. It's not your fault. I love reading books to you since you cannot any longer. Your favorite poems displayed on the fridge. Wheelchair bound, I still embrace you, and we dance. I will dance with you until you are no longer here to dance. The sun rises as I am holding you. The morning breeze flurries. I take hold of your cold, cold hands. You look so calm. Eyes open, a smile appears on your face. You aren't hungry, but join me anyway. You sit so still, silently. We do not converse. I know it's soon. Seated behind you, I brush your hair. Singing quietly, I gaze into the mirror. Your eyes shine, looking back into mine. During lunch, I babble about my current book. I read you some aloud. Slight grin, slow blinks. You enjoy this chapter. I clean you because you are no longer able. Soft skin covered by bubbles and suds. The aroma of your favorite soap, rinsing your hair so long and shiny. Twinkling eyes, just like the water beneath them. Laid out your favorite pajamas, warm and comforting. I pull a chair next to you, resting my head on your shoulder. Although it is difficult, you lift your hand and pull it to mine. I'm going to miss this. Seeing you sitting so still, staring at the evening sky. You turn your head my way, softly smiling. You're ready. I tuck you into bed, surrounded by your favorite blankets, keeping you warm. I get under the covers and hold you as tightly as I can. Tracing my fingers against your gentle face, playing with your smooth hair, I kiss you goodnight and let you rest. After a few hours, I return. I'm hesitant, but I open the door. Slowly, I walk to you. Breathless, you are at peace. Gently, I pick you up, and we go. A sense of tranquility in the meadow. Sharing this with you one final time. I carry you, and we lay. I watch the stars. I can see you in them. The sun sets, I put you down gently in the grass, eternally at peace. One final glance, one last embrace. I stand up, droplets falling from my eyes, like the dew that will soon surround you. Let's sleep, my love.
Awesome job. That one more time, that was Ev Wilson. If you recognize Ev has been a performer at some other events here on campus, including multiple open mics. Keep in mind, if you're interested in performing, but maybe you're a little intimidated by the competitive element of this, remember there are other events that we do, including open mics. You've seen Ev performing music, things like that. Also, I just want to give a reminder one more time to performers. Feel free to adjust the mic stand. We can all wait a couple seconds. I don't want you to feel rushed or anything. Up next, please give it up for Lauren Aguilar.
You can't be a Marine. You're a girl. You're a woman. You can't be a Marine. You're too pretty. You're too beautiful. You can't be a Marine. Man. Am I not a Marine? Did I not earn my Eagle Globe and Anchor? Am I not a Marine? Did I not train, serve, and deploy? Am I not a Marine? I mean, was it all just a dream? I have my invisible scars, PTSD, anxiety, good old depression. But I have received my DD-214. Could it have just been a dream? You know what? Fuck you, civilian, and your I almost joined. I am a Marine. I am a leatherneck, a jarhead, a devil dog. Semper Fi.
One more time, that was Lauren Aguilar. Up next, please give it up for Nathan Standing.
This is a poem I wrote called Why Are Bathrooms So Comfy? Why are bathrooms so comfy? Is it the cool tile that graces your body? Maybe it's the sound of a running air conditioning unit, the dim lights, or their slight hum. A trip to the bathroom often ends in release. Do we internalize that feeling and connect it to other experiences? Or is it the four walls that surround us, their basic colors wrapping around us like a safety blanket? A lock meant for privacy can be an assurance to most when a battle is being fought, or a necessary tool when a battle is being lost. They're smelly. They're cold, unless someone was there before you. And they're oftentimes cramped. So why do we run to them in times of distress? People use them every day for more than one purpose: to brush our teeth, to take a shower, to freshen up, to take a break, to cry in our hands, to make an escape, or to lie on the floor when it all gets too much. Comparing our dirty grime, our stained toilets, and the ungodly amount of cosmetic bottles we own to the fighting, the killing, and the mourning of the outside. I guess the world's shittiest place would be our comfiest.
One more time, that was Nathan standing. As you can see, lots of themes, lots of tones, all kinds of different types of poems. No one right way to do it, am I right? Keeping things moving, please give it up for our next performer, Yolanda Millsap.
You don't know my story. You don't know my story. You certainly don't know my story. See, I was living my life like a castaway, not knowing if I'm gonna see another day. See, the devil thought he had the best of me. The shackles have been broken. Now I am free. You don't know my story. You don't know my story, what God has done for me.
One more time, that was Yolanda Millsap. And she was just saying that. I just want to clarify one more time. Everything you are seeing tonight is an original poem written by the speaker that is performing it. So a lot of creativity, a lot of talent in the room right now. Moving forward, our next performer, please give it up for Walk Osborn.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. The Paintbrush by Walk Osborn. As I look at myself, I don't understand why I look like this. Why am I different? Why am I just a shade of purple? This world has two main colors, blue or pink, and nothing else. If you don't fit into those boxes, you are different. I was sad. I just want to fit in. So I got a paintbrush. I paint over myself again and again and again. But for some reason, I still didn't feel happy. I felt like a piece of clay, and I'm letting others use me for their art. As I look into the mirror, I don't know who I am anymore. I'm just a shade of blue. But for some reason, the blues didn't want me because I wasn't their shade of blue. So I'll try pink. So I paint over myself again and again and again and again. But for some reason, the pinks didn't want me either because I wasn't their pink. Look at me. I'm just a big hot mess. So I grab a wet rag and wipe every single little thing off of me until I could see my beautiful purple. I felt like a king and a queen of my own kingdom. I felt like I could do anything. Is that what purple means? Royal. I am royal, and I'm not going to let anyone tell me something different. As I look into the mirror, I saw myself. A beautiful human being that doesn't need to change one thing about him. Thank you.
One more time, that was Walk Osborn. Very nice. Moving on, our next performer. Please give it up for John Wesseh.
Hello. Little Tommy locked his coins away. In the piggy bank he saves, filled with excitement each day, he dreamed that one day he would get to bust this piggy bank wide and spend what's inside. You see, having a piggy bank for him was a discipline. It was an easy thing to do. While others went out and having fun, little Tommy's mind was constantly on ways to save more, constantly thinking of method to fill that piggy bank store. But why? Why does he have a piggy bank? What is he going to do with all those coins? Well, people, a pretty girl has caught his stare. This girl caught his eyes, and he held her so dear. He wants to take her to Disney World for Christmas joy. He told her his feelings, and she told hers too. He was filled with joy, for his love was true. He told her everything about himself and poured out his heart. But there was just one secret he couldn't spill. Where the piggy bank hid, he kept it still. For he fears that someone is going to take it away from him. Day after day, the pressure grew high. This pretty girl constantly asked, where is he hiding at? Where is your treasure? Little Tommy's caved in trust. He told her where it's hidden, and he asked her to guide it with care until that special day is here. But to his surprise, she took all his coins and spent it without care. Dang it. Tommy's heart was shattered and he felt lost, crying his heart out in pain, shaking his head in shame. It was a scene he never thought he'd create, a moment of loss, unable to escape. But what if I told you that little Tommy was me? And that those precious coins were not what you could see. What do I mean? They were not pennies. They were not nickels, not dime, no, not quarters. They were far more rare. They were the gift of celibacy. The value I held so dear to share with that special one on that special day. I saved it for love, for trust, for marriage. A sacred thing that was meaningful. But just like the coins, it was taken away from me by the one I held so dear. And I silently wept. A theft, a breaking of heart and trust, a moment I never thought could combust. What I once protected was lost. This could be anyone. Boys, girls, women, and men too. And to that person out there who have had their purity stolen or had experienced some form of sexual violation, I want you to know that you are seen and you are strong beyond what it seems. Your life is worth living. And your purpose on this earth is far more greater than you experience. Do not give up. And to that pretty girl, little Tommy wants to say he forgives you. Thanks.
One more time, please give it up for John Wesseh. All right. We're going to keep things moving. Our next performer, please give it up for Rayvon Gary, a.k.a. Silent.
My white friend asked if I had a passport. And in that moment, I had an epiphany. The kind you get when you look through new glasses for the first time because the old frames weren't working out. The kind you get playing I Spy with the night sky as your canvas and it just suddenly clicks. I've seen this world in a small view before this. Thinking I've been looking through a snow globe when really I've been living inside of it. See, the average expectancy of my life story should have been up sometimes yesterday. So living for tomorrow wasn't really an option I considered. My fault, y'all. So current me currently is checking his currency in case he decides to leave. I didn't know how to even get a passport before he told me. See, my educational values never aligned with freedom, despite living in the country touting red, white, and blue, but black and brown have no spot shining with the rest of these stars, no battle, but I certainly got a lot of bars, you feel me? My white friend casually gave me $100 and had the audacity to say that they had more than enough. As if that act of generosity didn't already confuse me. I could never imagine, I repeat, I could never imagine giving away for free, because even interactions with my own mom have to be transactional for me to feel safe in my skin, for me to feel like me. So for them, while it be measly, for me, it's very costly. So with the expectation that karma exists, what comes around goes around with interest. I mean, we all toe in that line, so we might as well walk it selfishly. And if you in the way, you can get pushed off. The hope being that someone has a net for you to fall on, because I certainly can't help you now. In this life of mine where I know being kind will let me fall behind, this mindset, it just kills me inside. My white friend casually showed me the whip around his window. The other day, he asked for his N-word passed, and instead of being angry and rightfully smacking the taste out of his fucking mouth, I laughed it off. The punchline being, I didn't even know why that was wrong when history was right in front of me on paper. I bowed my head like history showed me, because being with him was better than being alone. I'd probably let him call me a nigger and say, yes, master sir, in the hopes of not pissing him off, because I didn't want to be black in this country because it was frowned upon. I don't know why I was even around him sometimes, but now I know that I was just lonely and lost and thinking for myself that I just needed someone. My white friend has taught me a lot. See, while we might both learn the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, I doubt he'll ever have to learn about freeze. Put your hands where I can see them. In the deadliest game of tag where getting touched doesn't involve cheese or walking away scotch-free. No, it revolves around like a door until it's my turn to be it. See, he might not have to worry about a curfew because tomorrow there's a holiday. For me, my mom wanted me to be home by nighttime by the lights come out, because every day was a holiday. An explosion of fireworks that worked for starting fires in our abdomen, leaving every day a holy day. I mean, a real holy day. I mean, it was sparks and birds flying every day. And in its wake was sorrow. So when I say I've learned from my best friend, I mean, he will never walk a day in his life being me. And I will never live a day in my life being white like him. So I thank you, my white friend, but also, genuinely, fuck you.
One more time, that was Rayvon Gary. We're at the halfway point. We have a very talented group here. A lot of great things. Hopefully, everybody in the audience, remember, please come and tell these performers how much their piece has meant to you. A lot of great things. Coming up next, please give it up for Gavin Clark.
The water feels cool on my feet. The sight of the sunset just makes me feel like I'm at peace. The sound of the wave pool sounds relaxing after a long day. The water jets drown out the echoes of the screams down the slides. The lines make the time fly by fast. The stacking of the inner tubes makes me feel the feeling of satisfaction as the job is done for the day. The smell of the grill makes me think of what I'm gonna eat for break. The feeling of going down the slide makes me feel the rush.
All right, that was Gavin Clark. Very nice. Next up, please give it up for Sidney Fremont.
I watch from the sidelines, where my voice is an echo in a room full of deaf men. They write laws about my body with an ink I'll never hold, pulling rights from my hands like weeds from a garden they never wanted me to grow in. They call it freedom, but only when it's convenient, only when it's theirs to wield, like a weapon, like a leash, like a cage. Our leader, no, our businessman counts dollars like they are votes, shaking hands with power like it's a transaction. But he doesn't know the cost of a hungry child, of a mother burying her son after another school shooting, of families torn apart by borders and bureaucracy, of a generation drowning in debt before they even learn how to swim. Inflation climbs like an untamed beast, while wages sit still, frozen in time, mocking those of us that scrape by one paycheck away from drowning. A medical bill shouldn't decide a life. A landlord shouldn't hold a future hostage. And yet here we are. The rich get richer, the poor get punished, corporations feast on the working class, and we call it capitalism, as if greed is some noble pursuit. As if corruption isn't etched into the system like rot in the walls of a crumbling house. And now he wants us to stand alone, pull the thread from the fabrics of alliances, as if strength is found in isolation, as if history hasn't whispered countless warnings to every fool who thought he could hold the world in his hands. The air thickens with smoke from the forests set ablaze. Oceans choke on the waste of our greed, and yet they deny the flames licking at our feet, sell lies wrapped in oil-stained promises, laugh in the faces of disaster because profit is louder than the truth. While we fight to stay alive, they fight for power. The headlines whisper of war, another conflict just waiting to pull us in. Leaders rattling with their sabers as children play with matches and guns while the world sits on top of a powder keg. Overpopulation crushes us. Cities choking on bodies in debt. Our kids born into a world they can't afford to live in, knowing they will never retire, knowing they will never have their own American dream because it was sold to the highest bidder before they took their first breath. And the weight of it all, of struggle, of war, of hopelessness, it's too much for many. More funerals than birthdays, more goodbyes than graduations, more lost souls than saved. And still, they do nothing. This country, once called the land of dreams, is breaking at the seams, cracked under the weight of its own hypocrisy. And us, we are human, but we are the people. We are not blind, and we will not be silenced. Thank you.
One more time, that was Sidney Fremont. All right, our next performer, please give it up for Nakia Hicks.
Good evening, everyone. Today I'll be reading a poem called Unwritten Futures. In the shadows of the streets, where dreams take flight, a siren's wail echoes while piercing the night. A child's laughter, silence undone, in a world gripped by fear where innocence runs. They say it's just numbers on a page, but each one is a heartbeat and a story on stage. A mother's tears flow like rivers of grief as she clutches a photo, searching for relief. Why? Why to the stars up above? Why take my baby and why not let him live? In the whispers, in the blink of an eye, futures were written and lives were cut short. There were dreams that were shattered and couldn't be fixed. We gather in circles, light up the night by holding candles for those who are lost to the fight, just as a fight. Their names are our banners, and their spirit is our guide. In a battle of peace that we will not hide. Let's shatter the silence, let's break down the walls. With voice united, we will answer the calls. For every young dreamer will stand and shout that love is our answer and hope is our route. So hear us, we're rising and we're taking a stand for those whose life that are not planned. No more empty chairs and no more vacant stares, because together we'll fight for the world that cares.
One more time, that was Nakia Hicks. Once again, so many great performances, so many different themes, so many different styles. Again, please make sure that you go and tell these performers how much they meant to you. A lot of great things we're seeing here. Keeping things moving, please give it up for our next performer, Patience Godwin.
Hello. This is called The Rich Are Poor. The rich are poor. The rich are poor, poor in compassion. I don't mean the charities, the fundraisers, and the organizations. I mean the local woman caught stealing diapers. You'll hear, "Why have a baby if you cannot clothe them?" The couple on the news caught stealing food. It said they should have asked for help. I mean the man on the corner, dog by his side, cardboard sign in hand. They say he can sit there for hours, he can work. Who are they? Who are they or any of us to look down our noses at the very thing that unites us, our humanity? In acts of desperation, we fight to survive, instinctively. We, the poor, have suffered at the hands of pattern, generationally, knowing not what we've paid, only what we owe. Falling to what we see, struggling the only way we know how to survive. And yet we are rich, rich in resilience and rich in judgment. We need not charity, we need community. We need community. Thank you.
Once again, that was Patience Godwin. We've got just a couple performances left, or 3 left. I want to remind you all in the audience, remember before you leave, remember there are a few sign-up sheets to make sure that you fill out an audience vote. Moving on, our next performance. Please give it up for Autumn Reese.
Hi there, my name is Autumn Reese. I have an original poem called So You See, Mindset of a Multiracial. Dear white mother, I appreciate you, But when I look at you, you don't look like me. Out in society, people see and they wonder, what is she? They judge the fizziness of my hair, but what's in society, they seem not to care. They judge what I wear, but not seem to see the poverty. I tend to feel like I'm in a race I can never beat with the insecurities creeping up on me. So, dear white mother, why can't I be like the others? I would ask myself this the moment I was able to talk, not just walk, as the others watch me like a hawk. It all makes sense now that I'm older. Dear white mother, when is this over? Dear black father, I could ask you the same. Where do I belong? Who is to blame? The others look at me like I am like you, but the black folks struggle believing it's true. Let's just be honest, I'll never be accepted. The mixing of my skin will forever be dreaded. Don't know where I'm headed. So you see, mixed family. Give me a break. There's only so much of this I can take. Please be a dream. I want to awake. I pray to my God that this is all fake. Dear future child, I appreciate you. But when I look at you, I feel like I'm looking in a mirror. Although it's not as clear, promise me you will never ask yourself, who am I and why am I here? So you see, we will have the same struggle being labeled mixed race, but I'll never do what my mother did to me and make me feel out of place. When I say race, I don't just mean color. I mean growing up too fast, constantly hiding behind a mask. Not just any mask, but masked anger, masked depression, and masked who you really are. So don't you worry about your frizzy hair or the clothes you wear, because no matter what, people can't help but to stare. Oh, dear future child of mine, when I look at you, I feel like I'm looking in a mirror. Only the reflection of your soul is nothing like me. It is only the resembling of uncontrolled possibility. Dear future, everyone and anyone I'll meet. This is only the beginning. There is more time to beat.
Please give it up one more time for Autumn Reese. We got 2 performances left. Up next, please give it up for Wren Feuerhelm.
Hey, I didn't name this. You'll see why. So I sit here, right? Pen in my hand, but my mind's a desert. There's no spark, there's no sand. Words are slipping through my fingers like water, and I thought I had something, but now it's just fodder. Be vulnerable, show your soul, put it out there. I want to shout, I want to scream and burn with fire, but with the life I've lived, can't I write anything? The page is empty, the desire on fire. I stare at the paper, a blank canvas of doom, waiting for something, anything to bloom. Ideas float by like clouds in the sky, and memories crash in like waves. My mother, my gender, my story, but none land, none stick, and the tide gets low. I try to grasp them, hold on tight, but they slip out of reach and far out of sight. I'm lost in a sea of possibilities, but nothing feels right. There's no clarity. I'm searching for a hook, a theme, a thread, but all I've got is my pen in my hand. Should I write about love? Nah, it's been said too many times. What about pain? Do people want to hear about the pain some little girl felt? What if I just talk about the mess, the chaos, the quiet, the weight of the stress? What if I pour all my thoughts onto this page, even if they don't fit, even if they don't rage? See, sometimes the hardest part is starting from scratch with an empty heart. But maybe that's it. Maybe that's the key. To write about not knowing what to write about freely. I don't have an answer, and I'm not ashamed, but sometimes the words are lost and they're stuck in my head. But I'll keep on writing anyway, even if it's about nothing.
All right, folks, we have 1 performance left. And I think it's safe to say everyone tonight has been doing such an amazing job. So at the end, we're going to do one more applause for all the different performers so we can make sure to acknowledge them again because we've had so many different things going on. Really amazing job, everybody. But without further ado, please give it up for our final performer, Stefani Ridenour.
Hello, everybody. The patriarchy. I say it like it's a pejorative because for me, it is. It embodies everything that tries to hold me down, everything that tries to make me less, everything that tries to shape and mold me into something I am not. It imposes artificial limits on me. It tells me, women don't act like that. Women can't do that. But we've proven time and again, we can. It narrows my world. It tries to strip me of my independence, my confidence, my sense of self. It tries to put me into these predefined boxes where I just don't fit. I am, and I always will be, more than what the patriarchy wants me to be. And the men of the world, well, they're just gonna have to learn to live with it.
Right. Once again, thank you to everybody who performed today. It was such an awesome event. I swear, every time we do this, the quality goes up and up and up. So no matter what happens with these results, you should all be very proud of yourselves. You should all connect with each other. You should all be willing to perform in the future. And as a reminder, these were all original poems. Some people have some experience. Some people have been writing poems for decades. Some people here wrote poems for the first time at this event. So all kinds of different experience levels. It's amazing to see. I find it super inspiring, and I hope you all did as well. Moving on to our awards. We have 6 awards we're going to give out today. If you want to move to the next slide. 6 awards. Josh? All right. We're there. So, we have 2 honorable mention awards and a top 3. These were all determined based on our judging panel. And then we have our Audience Choice Award, which we always give out last. So, our first honorable mention award. Please give a big round of applause for Rayvon Gary. Please come on up. Eden over here is going to be handing out the awards, and I should have said, receiving a trophy and a $25 gift card to Target. Oh, yeah. Very nice, very nice. Our second honorable mention award. Please give it up for Patience Godwin. Very nice, very nice. In third place, please give a big round of applause for Ev Wilson. Come on up on stage. Woo! Yeah. Very nice, very nice. In second place, please give a big round of applause for Wren Feuerhelm. Woo! Yeah. And our first place, our champion today, determined by our amazing judging panel. Please give a big round of applause for Autumn Reese.
Woo! Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Very nice. We got one final award that I always like to give out for this event because at the end of the day, remember, poetry is subjective. What stands out to the judges maybe didn't stand out to you, and vice versa. Something else totally stood out to you. So I like to give an audience award. Our audience award champion. Please give it up for Sidney Fremont. The people have spoken. Really nice job to everybody. Thank you to everyone who came out tonight. And have a great rest of your day.